What if I told you? Most of your choices aren't really yours? Sounds impossible, right? But look closer. Every day, you're pushed and pulled by invisible strings. Parents, friends, bosses, ads, even strangers online. They all shape what you think, want, and do. But here's the secret. People can't control you if you know this. Let's go back in time. Long ago, kings and priests ruled with fear. They used myths and stories to control crowds. They knew if you can shape what people believe, you own them. Machiavelli, the master of cunning, once said, "It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver." Control is old. It hides in family expectations. It whispers through news headlines. It sells you things you don't need. You think you're free, but the web was spun before you were born. So how does this hidden control work? It's simple but scary. It feeds on your mind's blind spots. Fear, guilt, wanting to belong. When you fear rejection, you obey. When you feel guilty, you submit. When you crave approval, you bend. Look at cults, ads, toxic lovers, same trick. They press the buttons you don't even know you have. Carl Jung called it your shadow, the parts of you you hide. Even from yourself, that shadow is easy to play with, because if you don't know it's there, you can't protect it. Here's the truth no manipulator wants you to see. If you truly know yourself, you break the spell. Sounds simple, it's not. Knowing yourself means turning the light inward, facing ugly truths, old wounds, secret fears. But once you see them, they lose their grip. No one can use them against you. This is why ancient sages wrote, "Know thyself." It's not just good advice, it's your shield. But wait, here's the twist. Most people don't want this freedom. Why? Because freedom means you can't blame anyone else. It means standing alone, facing life raw. Most would rather stay asleep. Let someone else pull the strings. It's safer that way, easier. But easy is a cage. So how do you cut the strings? Start small. Question your thoughts. Why do you want what you want? Write it down. Ask yourself, whose voice is this? Sit with your fear. Name it. It shrinks when seen. Set clear lines, what you'll accept, what you won't. Practice being alone. Silence is where your real voice hides. Freedom isn't a one-time thing, it's a daily choice. So look around. Who's pulling your strings today? Family? Society? That voice in your head? And the better question, when will you pick up the knife? Cut. Be free. Because once you know this, no one can manipulate you again. Manipulators don't just use logic, they use emotion, and the easiest way to control someone is to trigger a reaction. They push your buttons. They make you feel guilty, afraid, angry, because they know if you're emotional, you're easier to control. Think about it. How many times have you made a decision while upset and later regretted it? This is what manipulation does. It bypasses your clarity and hijacks your nervous system. But here's the key. Your emotions are valid, but they don't have to control you. When someone tries to bait you, pause. Notice what you feel without reacting. Breathe. You don't have to explain. You don't have to defend. You just have to stay conscious. Emotional bait only works when you bite. Words are spells, and manipulators are excellent at casting them. They use vague language to confuse you. They say things like, "Everyone thinks this," or "You always do that." They twist your words, redefine the argument, distract from the real issue. These are not just bad communication habits, they're tools of control. So how do you protect yourself? By learning the language of clarity. Ask direct questions, clarify. Reflect what you hear, and if someone avoids answering, notice it. When you name the game loses power. Watch the words. They're not just words, they're mirrors of intention. And when you speak clearly, you invite others to do the same, or reveal themselves when they can't. Many people stay stuck in manipulation because of one idea: I owe them. But here's the truth. Obligation is not the same as responsibility, and guilt is not the same as love. Manipulators use the illusion of debt to keep you compliant. They remind you of favors, of history, of how much they've done for you. But a gift given with strings was never a gift. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone your silence. You only owe yourself your truth. Start questioning these silent contracts. Who taught you that love requires sacrifice? That kindness means giving yourself away? Real love is free. It gives without keeping score. And when you love yourself, you stop falling for emotional debt traps. If self-awareness is your inner shield, then boundaries are your outer armor. A boundary is not a wall. It's a bridge, one that shows where you end and someone else begins. Manipulators hate boundaries. Why? Because boundaries expose the game. They make control visible. When you say no without guilt, you remind others that you are your own person. When you walk away from disrespect, you stop playing the role they assigned to you. But many of us were never taught how to create healthy boundaries. We think it's rude or selfish. It's not. It's self-respect. Practice small boundaries first. Take space when you need it. Say no without explaining. Let people feel what they feel and let that be theirs. Boundaries don't hurt people. They reveal who's been benefiting from your lack of them. Stand firm. Be kind, but be clear. Because freedom isn't just about knowing yourself. It's about protecting yourself too. Everything we've explored leads here. You are no longer a character being written by others. You are the author now. The beliefs that once held you are just ink on paper. The roles you once played, just chapters that taught you something. Now you hold the pen. So ask yourself, what story do I want to live? What truth wants to be spoken through me? You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real, because real can't be manipulated. So start writing your life with honesty, with clarity, with love. And when others try to pull you back into old roles, smile. That version of you is gone. You've remembered who you are, and once you do that, you're free. Here's the first chain that holds you down: your fear of being left out. Since we were kids, we're told fit in or be alone. That fear is old. It's wired deep. Tribes, villages, survival. So when someone wants to control you, they threaten this fear. They hint you'll lose love, lose respect. Be an outcast. But here's the secret: if you can stand alone once, they lose their grip forever. Next comes your craving to be good. Parents say, be a good boy. School says, follow the rules. Soon you mistake obedience for goodness. But manipulators love this. They twist your wish to be good into a leash. They say, if you love me, you'll do this. If you're loyal, you'll stay quiet. You obey not because it's right, but because you fear being called bad. True freedom: be good by your own measure, not theirs. Control often hides behind sweet promises. Just trust me. I know what's best for you. Sounds caring, right? But it keeps you blind. Religions promised heaven to keep you tame. Ads promise happiness if you buy now. Lovers promise forever if you betray yourself today. But all promises come with a price. Real eyes see the cost. Guilt is the manipulator's secret weapon. They say, after all I've done for you, you owe me. But here's the twist. Most guilt is borrowed. It's not yours. You carry shame for things you didn't do, regret for things you didn't choose. Drop that bag. Guilt is poison unless it's real. Ever notice how the world keeps you busy? Scroll, swipe, click, repeat. Why? Because silence is dangerous. In silence, you see the strings. In noise, you forget. So the system floods you. Ads, gossip, cheap pleasure. Stay distracted, stay obedient. Want to break free? Turn it off. Sit in the silence. Watch your mind wake up. Humans love the herd. It feels safe to move in groups. Believe what they believe, want what they want. But the herd has no face. It pulls you this way, that way, and crushes you if you stand still. Every manipulator knows. Control the herd, you control the man. To be free? Step aside. Think alone. Walk alone if you must. They don't just sell you things, they sell you. They say, be yourself, but buy this first. You're unique, just like everyone else buying this brand. It's a trick. Identity sold back to you at a markup. Want yourself back? Stop buying the version they sell. People crave certainty. Religions offer answers. Politicians offer plans. Gurus offer secrets. And we love it because it kills doubt. But doubt is freedom's door. Certainty is a cage you decorate with quotes and flags. Stay curious. Stay uncertain. Grow wise. Another trick. Fake progress. They say, do this course. Read this book. Follow this system. You feel like you're growing, but the chain stays on. Self-help is a billion-dollar leash if you don't use it right. Real change? Not more knowledge, more courage to act. Finally, the biggest trap, thinking there's a final answer. There isn't. Freedom isn't a destination. It's a path you walk every day. People can't manipulate you if you keep walking, watching your own mind again and again. Cut one string, another appears. Good. Keep cutting. One day there's nothing left to cut and only you remain.